What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name's Alicia. I hope you'll subscribe before you leave. In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. This is going to be a review and demo on the Makiage foundation. Now, if you're familiar with Facebook or Instagram, there are ads for this all the time on those platforms, and it sucked me in. So basically, what you do is you take a quiz, essentially. So it'll ask you, what type of skin you have. Do you love your moisturizer? Do you have, dry skin? Do you have normal skin, oily skin, combo skin? Then it'll ask you, to look at the color of your veins. Do you have more green or blue, or do your veins look more of like a purple color? It'll ask you what type of jewelry you prefer. Do you prefer gold or silver jewelry on you? Then it'll show you a variation of pictures. So it'll have like 4 to 6 girls in a picture, and basically you're gonna pick the skin tone that is the most like you. So they'll keep going through those until they hone in on what your skin tone is. So at the end of that quiz, it'll populate what foundation they would recommend to you, and then the shade. You can either accept that or you can take the quiz again. So I did this recently, and this is the foundation that they recommended for me. This is I have mine in the shade After Party, but this is the Next Gen Full Coverage Foundation, and I definitely do prefer a more full coverage foundation. Now, I have tried this once. We're gonna try it again today. It's been a little while since I tried it. So first off, I'm gonna go through kind of what they recommend for you when you're doing this foundation. So it comes with this little card whenever you get it, and it's got just some recommendations. So first off, it says apply 2 pumps to your entire face, jaw, and neckline. It says blend out with a brush or sponge, not by hand, which I thought was interesting. Wait 5 minutes for the foundation to set before checking the shade. Don't match to your neck or wrist. They are a different tone than your face. Finish your face with concealer, blush, and bronzer. Wear for a full week to determine if it's perfect for you. So they give you 14 days once you get this foundation, and then they will charge you, but you've got 14 days to try it out, risk-free, and I think they have returns at any point anyway. You can go online and you can download a prepaid shipping label to return this, which I thought was huge. And they seem to have a pretty good customer service. First off, their customer service is 24 hours. I had people email me and ask me how I thought that the foundation was performing, if I was happy with it, if I wasn't, just reply to their email. They want you to do reviews on the products on their website. So if you do a review, they give you a $15 coupon that you can use for anything on the website. So I thought that was really cool. Also, with the first shipment, they give you a free makeup brush, and they sent me their ink liner as well. Now, I don't use liquid eyeliner. I will probably give this to my mom. I don't have the patience for it. If it messes up, I don't have the patience to correct it. I am more of a powder liner type of person. It is more forgiving. It's easier and quicker for me to apply. So that is that. Now I will show you, I love the packaging that it came in as well. So this is how the foundation came. And when you opened it up, this is how it was sitting in there. I just thought it was a nice presentation. I know that has nothing to do with how this performed, but the presentation of it was nice. Now, when I got everything to me, I think it was $50 is what it ended up being with the price of the product and then the shipping. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get right into this. I'm looking a little crazy because I went ahead and did my eyes, but all I have on my face is my moisturizer and my eye cream. And I guess we're gonna go ahead and apply the 2 pumps. This is more of a thick foundation, as you can tell. Normally, the ones that I have been wearing recently have been a little bit more thin. All right, so I'm just going to dot this around my face. I'm going to apply this, just how I normally would. And I will use the brush that they sent. Although the last time I used it, I remembered it being just a little bit more flimsy than the brush that I am used to, a little less packed with bristles. So whatever I have left on my hand, I'm just going to rub on the brush here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go right in. So as you can tell, this is definitely not a perfect shade match for me, and that's what I remembered from the first time I used this. It's definitely a little bit more on the yellow side. I have a little bit more pink in my skin, even though I would consider, I can go very neutral as far as shades are concerned, but yeah, we will see. Oh, this is definitely full coverage, I'll give it that. Holy crap, do I even need concealer? Well, I am gonna blend this down. I think I'm just gonna kind of go ahead and apply this under the eyes. As well, a little bit. It's not the best shade match. As you can tell, this is, you know, my normal skin color, and this is what we have going on in the face. I think it is definitely full coverage. I don't think you need 2 pumps of this. 2 pumps, I think it looks a little bit cakey on my skin. I'm gonna pull you guys in really close, probably closer than you want to be to me, but we're gonna see how this looks up close and personal. All right, so this is what my skin is looking like, super up close. I think this is one that it looks better kind of far away. As you can tell here, I mean, it just looks cakey. In this little area right here, do you see just how my pores are kind of emphasized? Now, it just looks a little bit heavy. All right, granted, I'm not wearing a primer. So this could be one that you need to use like a pore filling, like more of like a slick type of a primer with. But for me, I want a foundation to work no matter what. If I'm wearing a primer, if I'm not wearing a primer, I will say I do like the coverage of this. I really, really do. And I'm extremely picky when it comes to foundations. That is why I have so many in my collection, because I like to try them, but I am very, very picky with what I actually use. So, yeah, I mean, I like the coverage, but I can get this type of coverage from my Josie Maran, the Vibrancy foundation, and that is a very like moisturizing and thin formula. It's kind of like a serum type of formula, but it is high coverage, and it just makes your skin look juicy and healthy. I think that's just more of my preference these days. I am starting to get more dry skin as I'm getting older, and so I think maybe that has just something to do with it. If I was gonna wear this again, I would probably wear a more moisturizing type of foundation, or like I said, the pore filling kind of more slick type of primer. It's just heavier than I would like. So if I put powder on this, for instance, it's just gonna add to it. All right, guys, I have waited the 5 minutes that it recommended. It's a little bit tacky still, so I do feel like I'm gonna need to set this. And as I mentioned, it already does look a little bit heavy. Love the coverage. The coverage is pretty damn good. It just looks a little heavy, specifically really just in this region and a little bit in between my brows. But this area always tends to look a little bit heavy on me. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put on the rest of my makeup, and then we'll be back to see what the final look is. And I'm gonna do a few check-ins throughout the day just so we can see really how this foundation is performing. Okay, I'm back. This is the finished makeup look. I did not have time to do my brows today. I think I'm going to take my little It Cosmetics brow pencil to work and try to do my brows on my lunch break because it just does not look right. Okay, the rest of my face, I've got on L'Oreal Infallible Concealer in shade 345 Oatmeal. I set everything down with my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop mattifying powder in the shade Light. For bronzer, I went in with the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess. I have mine in the shade Light. I love this bronzer so much. And then for the entire rest of my face, I used the Natasha Denona Glam Palette. I have a review up of this. I will link it down below. But I love this palette so much. As you can tell, it's already like beat to shit. But I have all of these shades on my eyes, and I have on this blush and highlighter. Love it so much. And I put on Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Volume 2, MAC Hug Me lipstick, which is such a favorite. I love this one so much. I pull it out all the time. And I set everything down with my Makeup Revolution e.l.f. setting spray. This smells so good. But after the setting spray, really, I don't think it looks too bad. This is kind of a more like dewy type of a setting spray, and I think that really helped. But I love the coverage with everything on. Like, it is a good shade match. I will say that. Like, I have no complaints about the shade match. Now, as you can tell when we were putting on, it was not exact, but once everything is said and done, looks pretty dang good. But we're gonna see how this foundation wears. Again, I want you to get an up close personal look just at how it looks currently. It is 8:50 a.m. right now. I am headed out to work. I have got a super long day ahead of me. So I will do a few check-ins and then we'll see how this wore at the end of the day. Hey guys, I'm doing my first check-in. I am just now having lunch and it is about 2:50 in the afternoon exactly. So it has been pretty much to the minute 6 hours since I put this foundation on. I am in natural light. I'm just kind of hanging out in my car for a few minutes. Clearly have not had time to even think about doing the brows. They're just gonna be as is today, so this is just what y'all are dealing with. But let's get a close-up look. From far away, the coverage still looks really good. Whenever you get up close, you can see some wear on my nose. That's typical. On my chin, again, typical. But do you see what I mean? How it just looks kind of heavy, and I feel like you can see my pores and everything more than you normally can. So again, this stands true to what I said earlier. Like, from far away, looks okay. But when you get close up and you really start inspecting this, that's where I'm like, is it good though? I think this might be one that I would like kind of mixed in with a moisturizer, making it more of like a tinted moisturizer, just because it is a thicker foundation. But we will see. We'll see how it progresses throughout the day. But overall, I'm happy with how it's wearing. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's the normal wear. It's not a fantastic foundation as of right now, but it's not bad either. So I'm gonna wear this for a few more hours. I will probably do one final check-in and then we will do like our final thoughts. All right guys, I lied. We're gonna have 2 more check-ins. So it is 4:58 right now. So at this point, it is now like officially over the 8-hour mark, and it looks about the same as it did at the 6-hour mark. I might be a little bit more shiny. Now, keep in mind, when I'm doing these check-ins, this is the only time that I'm like checking to see how I look. I'm not powdering, I'm not touching up, which I wouldn't on a normal day. I put my makeup on and I want it to last all day long. I don't want to have to look in the mirror. I don't want to have to touch up. None of that. And that's why I tell you guys, I am so picky about what I use. Now, having said that, it still looks pretty damn good, if I say so. It is getting a little bit shiny. We are getting a little shiny, and like I said, it is just looking kind of like heavy and kind of sinking more into my pores than my normal foundations do that I wear all the time. But I mean, it's not awful, you know. I'm going to have this on for several more hours, and we will see how this looks at the very end of the day. All right, I am back at home. This is going to be our final check-in. When I'm filming this right now, it's a little bit after 8 p.m., so I've had this on over 11 hours, closer to the 12-hour mark, and I think that is a pretty good wear test. Now, this has not changed really since our last check-in. I still, as you can tell, I've got some significant wear on my chin. I've got some wear around my nose. That's pretty much it, and those are kind of common areas for foundation to wear off in general, but this is a lot of wear on my chin, and I don't feel like I was touching my chin a lot at all today. So there is that. It did get shiny, as you can tell, and really it stands that I don't like how it's sitting on my skin. This is a $45 foundation. That is a pretty steep foundation price. That's up there with my NARS. NARS, as you know, is one of my favorite foundations that I have tried. I've got a dedicated video to it on my channel. It's been in my favorites. It's one that I go back to again and again, the NARS Radiant Longwear. It's up there with that price range, and this just is not as good. This again is the Next Gen Full Coverage Foundation. Retails for $45. So by the time it actually gets to you, it's like $50. And yeah, I mean, it's a high coverage foundation, but to me, I would rather have a little bit less coverage and for it to look flawless on my skin, if that makes sense, to look like my skin. I would say I might want to keep trying this out, but as I mentioned earlier, like mix it in with a moisturizer, or mix it in with like a serum. This is one of my favorite serums here. This is like when I did my 10 minutes or less makeup. This is one that I use, and I use that all the time. It really makes application really quick, and you can actually do it with your hands. But yeah, I like the packaging. I like that you can literally squeeze every little bit of this out. It is very high coverage. It looks good from afar, just not really up close. Yeah, my thoughts really have not changed. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you've ever looked at those ads on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere else, I hope that this video helped you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.